And so somebody we know, a man, brought up a thing. He said, sometimes I meet women who are older and they've been very promiscuous, and it bothers me because I hate the idea of walking into a room and she may have slept with some of the other dudes in the room or whatever.
I don't care about if a girl slept with a whole lot of men, whatever, whatnot.
I'm entitled to agree. At the end of the day, it's not something to shame people. It's just a fact. He is what he is. You know what I'm saying? Can't look at her sideways when you've done just as much dirt.
You go, and then the audacity.
What? Yeah.
The audacity.
Bro, I know you.
You gonna look at a girl and you're gonna be like,
I've been in. So that's why I always find it funny when dudes go out and do their dirt and then look at women who do their dirt as if they're better. I'm like, bro, you've soiled yourself as well.
The motherfuckers that be in the strip club and be like, yo, look at that stripper. I'm like, nigga, you in the strip club with her. What you talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy. Man.
It's hypocritical.
It's crazy.
To me, it's a bit,
But it raised a good question, right? It raised the question of, well, what is the price to pay for male promiscuity? Because we see it a lot of times. We glorify it. We think it's awesome. And I say, there is a cost.
There's a cost.
There's a cost. It's not just women who pay with their social reputation or whatever. Even men pay with their social reputation.
Definitely.
Get around enough, you're going to pay. You're going to pay at some point.
Eventually.
People talk. Mm-hmm. It is what it is, right? And if it's not that, and you can actually see it right now, even with celebrities who want to play willy-nilly, a lot of them have had to pay. Does that not lie? Right? But moving even beyond the promiscuity thing, right? There's also a cost in terms of, this is a weird one. You are indulging because you lack. The reason why you are gluttonous is because you lack discipline.
Pinor.
It's not because something feels good that it is good. I think, especially for men, there has to be an honest discussion. You do it because of ego, right? That whole idea of I'm trying to do everything. I get it. I know because I've done it. It's ego. If we're being very honest with ourselves. And while you get to inflate your ego and do all this stuff and go everywhere and be in everybody, it doesn't mean that you're doing something healthy for yourself. And as you spend time, you start to realize what you're giving away and what it's costing you, right? Whether it's your time, whether it's your energy, there's a price to pay. Any indulgence in this world, you're going to pay a price. And I think especially with things like bedroom stuff, that price can be very steep. Very steep.
Mentally, you mean?
Physically too. If you catch the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time you go in, you roll some dices.
It can be taxing.
You roll some dices.
It can be taxing.
Right? So there's that cost. And, that's something that I had to reckon with a couple years back, where I started to ask myself a lot of questions in regards to why am I doing this? Where is this coming from? What does it cost me? Because it doesn't feel great. People be like, it's taboo. But really, in reality, people encourage their sons to do a lot.
But they restrict their daughters.
They restrict their daughters, but they encourage their sons, even though it's super negative for us as well. But I just want people to know, it's not just women who pay a price for that kind of, you're paying a price.
Absolutely.
It's an indication of a lack of self-respect. To think you're just going to indulge because you have an urge, knowing that very well that you're putting your health at risk every single time, just because you have a feeling, Just because you have a little urge, you don't think there's a lack of self-respect there for your own physical well-being? I'm not saying that having a life in the bedroom with people is necessarily bad. Understand why you're doing it. Understand, can you discipline yourself?
Yeah.
Do you really have that ability? If you don't, then you got a problem.